The following video is not made for kids under 13. If you are not 13 years old, please exit out of the video now. And please, YouTube, do not sue me. Sup guys, Mooky here, and I'm here with a new What If series. What if Rin Okumura from Blue Exorcist was in the My Hero Academia universe? This is part 1, so let me do this first. Rin Okumura, if many of you don't know or has not watched Blue Exorcist, Rin Okumura is the son of Satan because of his blue flames. Because of that, he's kind of like disrespected, and people believe that he will bring the end of the world. However, he also has a twin brother named Yukio, who is also the son of Satan. However, he doesn't have Ren's powers. So for this, I wanted to see what would happen if Ren was in the My Hero Academia universe, but the Satan thing doesn't exist. For that, he just has an unnatural temper that almost kills people because of his quirk side effects. Because of that, let's get into that. Rin Okumura and his brother Yukio Okumura were basically abandoned at a small church in the city of Morifuma, where Izuku and Bakugo live. Because of that, they have no idea who their parents were or who they truly are in general. Ren awakened to his quirk at the young age of 3, not even knowing how to control it. Because of this, when he activates his quirk, he is unnaturally angry. He can't control his rage and anger, and takes out on a lot of people growing up, especially kids that he was friends with. Yukio, however, had awakened his quirk at the age of 6. Yukio's quirk is, foresight. He can see into the future for at least 5 minutes ahead. Because of that, he's pretty well known, and not only that, he's even smarter than Ren too, because people respect him, and he has more self-control over his anger. Due to that, Ren is looked down upon. However, he does have a couple of good friends by his side, that being Izuku and Bakugo, the 2 kids that always stood by his side. However, his relationship with Bakugo became pretty strained. After Bakugo awakened to his quirk, he looked down on Izuku, who was once their good childhood friend, but now he thinks of him as worthless. Ren couldn't accept this and chose to, abandon Bakugo and said that they are no longer friends. If you're going to keep acting like that to Izuku, I don't want anything to do with you. Over time, Bakugo started seeing Ren as a rival. However, because of his quirk. However, Ren never saw Bakugo as a rival. He just saw him as a jerk that only cared about himself. He stayed friends with Izuku. Even though he knew he was quirkless, he still encouraged him to try and be a hero. Because of this, Izuku's motivation to be a hero is more current in this timeline, just like his brother. However, there was only one problem with Ren. He couldn't control his quirk, and his quirk is called Blue Flames. Since blue flames are considered to be the hottest flames in the world, it's hard for him to control and manage them, especially with his unnatural anger. So his father, Fusia Okumura, basically took him to a support agency that allowed him to use a sword to drain his foster son's quirk. And when Ren uses his quirk, the flames being drawn into the blade, allowing him to control it easily. However, there is only one side effect. If the sword is ever drawn, the flames will consume Ren because of and his quirk will activate. Ren can use his quirk even without having to use the sword. However, it's not as powerful since his full strength relies on the sword itself. Not only that, his quirk will slowly develop over time. Because all of his flames are being drawn into the sword, his full power will not fully awaken, even without the sword. Because of this, Fusia decided to steal the sword away until he think that Ren was ready to control his quirk. And let's get into the regular timeline. Ren and Izuku, and alongside Bakugo, go to their usual middle school, where their teacher basically telling them to think about their future, and should take a test to think for their future high school classes. However, he says, why bother? Everyone, if you want to be a hero after all. As everyone activates their quirks as usual, and just as Izuku even raises his hand, wanting to be a hero. Ren basically looks at his old friend and says, "Hey, aren't you excited, Izuku? Hey, I'm pretty sure you signed an application for UA, right?" And Izuku said, "Yeah, I did." In this timeline, since Izuku has somebody that supported him, he actually started training at a young age, but not too far. So he's a lot more. So he's still motivated, just not as on the same level as he did when in the canon timeline just yet. As Bakugo still does his usual, basically cocky attitude, basically telling them that don't list them with the rest of these losers, that they'd be lucky to even be a hero to some D-list, be psychic to some D-list hero. As everyone gets aggravated at Bakugo, saying as he declares he'll be the number one hero. Soon after Ren, a number one hero that everyone hates. As Bakugo says, "What the hell did you say, Ren? Because I swear, you what? You know you can't beat me. So what gives you to think that you can be the number one hero? Take your attitude, for instance." As says, as everyone begins laughing, thinking that Bakugo doesn't have the attitude to be a hero. And some of them also said, neither does Ren. And soon after, the guy is like a demon. He loses it when anybody looks at him funny. As Ren starts looking down on himself, thinking. However, Izuku comforts him and says, "Don't worry, man. I know you're a really good guy. Even I know that's the truth." He says, "Thanks, Izuku." Soon after, their teacher basically goes back. Things go back to normal as Ren was planning on walking with Izuku home. However, Izuku said that he'd rather walk alone, mostly because he needs some time to think. As Ren doesn't bother him on this, but he feels like he should, but he decides to just go back to his home. There, he's welcomed back by his adopted father and his brother Yukio. As he says, "What's going on?" As everyone is surprised and celebrating for Yukio, as he's wondering what's going on here, as they say, "Your brother got accepted to Shuketsu High as for letter recommendation." As he says, "Really? That's awesome, Yukio." As Yukio is kind of surprised as well that he got into Shuketsu, wondering if he's even ready to go there. As their father tells him that he is. He has good grades, he has an amazing quirk, and he has proper control of it. If anything, they would be shamed not to bring. As Ren was so happy for his brother, he began to realize that will he even able to even go to Shuketsu or even to UA at all, or any hero school due to his anger? as he begins doubting himself, doubting if he even has a chance to even become a hero, wondering if he even can. Just one, as he always encouraged Izuku to be a hero, even though he doesn't have a quirk, he's wondering if he can even be a hero. As Yukio says, You're easy to read, you know that, Ren? As he said, shut up, Four Eyes. As the two began to argue, Yukio begins saying, all I'm saying is, you have a good chance to be a hero. Just control that temper, and I know you can be the best one. You plan on applying for UA, right? So, give it everything you got. I know you can do it. As Yukio begins comforting his brother, and Ren begins thanks Yukio. The two, as their father tells Ren, come with me, there's something I want to show you. Soon after, they go down to the church's basement, and they see a giant chest emitting a blue aura around it. As Ren wondering, what is this? As Fusia opens the chest, Ren sees a blue sword emitting a blue aura around it, wondering, I call it the Kurikata sword. It's the very sword that I used to drain your quirk when you were a kid. Don't you remember it? Soon after, Ren began remembering this sword, wondering if he can. This sword has almost all of his quirk, the entirety of his quirk. However, saying that he should use it in the entrance exam for UA. Ren begins getting excited, having a chance to show his strength at UA. Unfortunately, Fusia brings the sword back and says, "Nah, I had to know that you're going to use the sword responsibly. This sword, it maintains all your quirk throughout the years you have developed yourself. So if you use this sword, your full strength will come out. Your full power of your blue flames. Not only that, it even contains all your anger, since when you activate your quirk, you are unnaturally strong in anger. You had everything around you. All I want you to do is to control that anger. Can I trust you with this sword, Ren?" As Ren tells him, "Yes, I promise. I'll control my anger. I'll control my quirk. I will be a hero just like Izuku. I promise. You don't have to worry about me." As Fusia says, "Well then, I think it's time for me to start training you." And this is the day that Ren decides to fully becomes a hero. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it a lot. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and also subscribe if you want to check out my other videos too. It helps me out a lot. At any rate, this is Mooky signing out. Later.